Welcome to Weekly Biology Classics with Professor Wilma Atkinson.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I was revitalizing my fungi vocabulary. Today, we will be taking a journey through the very intriguing and most certainly intoxicating world of fungi. Fungi were previously considered to be part of the plantae kingdom, but after further examination of these eukaryotic, non-motile, multicellular heterotrophs, you'll discover that they should be considered a much different kingdom than the plantae. Did you knock? I was just in the middle of my afternoon nap. Well, in further explanation of the fungi kingdom, what we see of the fungi, or oftentimes mushrooms, on the surface, is just the fruit of the organism. The central body of the organism is referred to as the mycelium, found beneath the ground, often in wood, in soil, or other sources where food can be found. The mycelium is composed of a web of filaments, referred to as hyphae. In addition, the fungi have cell walls composed of chitin. Good night.
Fun facts with Willie.
Beep beep, scientist crossing. I don't think you understand how mycelium can be one organism in a network of fruiting bodies. A good example of this is fairy rings.
Fairy rings are a perfect ring of mushrooms that show the exact growth patterns of mycelium.
Now for an educational short film.
Who is this strange man, wandering the wilderness like a lost child might? He is Thomas D. Stepwell, and he dedicated his life to the preservation of fungi. He is seen here wandering around looking for fungi quite excitedly, as if a child looking for a treat. His morals and values spin quite differently from that of the compass of a normal society member. He is quite excited by this find and saddened by itself by the destruction of these wild creatures. Backed with very little scientific experience, he has not yet realized that fungi are not in any grave danger from humans.
Out here, Timothy Stepwell, out in the sticks of New Hampshire. And this is what I'm here for. Look at these brackets. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a symbiotic relationship, and it's decomposing the dead trees. Look at that ant. It's beautiful. They're people to me. They are people to me. And this is why I'm here by myself, no one around. Just left society. No regrets. I did a lot of cocaine when I was little. And this is my rehab. This is my love.
A very troubled man, he often rambled, trying to clear his thoughts and convince himself that he was proving something to other people.
These poor, misunderstood organisms. I will die for them. I will put my life in danger to save these beautiful people, organisms, anything.
He is clearly mentally deranged, but his passion is truly inspirational to us.
It's just so hard to live, knowing that every day these poor beasts are being destroyed.
He recorded his every thought and movement as if for searching for some technological redemption for the mistakes and regrets he made in life.
Fungi, to me, they're beautiful. They're They can do so much more than anything. They are the supreme organism in our world. They have the mycelium, the body of the fungi. They can absorb nutrients from their environment and use it as food. They can break it down into molecules that they can use. But they don't take. They don't ask for anything in return. They just live. They're better than any people. I was beaten as a child, so...
Perhaps Timothy's obscure choice of lifestyle is partly due to the fact that he had a quite troubling past.
The hyphae, the strands of fibers, they can secrete acids and enzymes that can break down their food. They are the most amazing decomposers. They are the most vital part of our environment. And it's so crazy, it's emotional. Part of what I do is try to educate children so they can learn about these majestic creatures, and hopefully they can learn to protect them too. And what they really don't need to know is, what they really need to know actually is how they reproduce. They can reproduce asexually or sexually, and they can produce spores in the sexual organs, which would be mainly the visible parts of the fungus, like the mushroom and other areas. They can release these spores, which are cells capable of producing offspring, and that's how they do it.
Thomasy was killed on April 13, 2012, when he found fungi growing in his throat after waking from a 2-week drug-induced coma. They had formed a parasitic environment with his gastrointestinal tract.
Ghost!
He had not enough time to remove the lens cap from his camera, shielding us from the horror of this historical fungi moment.
It's growing! Amy, get out of here! Run!
We can only learn from this experience, but we can assume that Thomasy died in peace, knowing that his body would be used as a valuable ecosystem filled with nutrients for the fungi.
More fun facts with Willie.
People always ask me, Will, how big are mushroom spores? My answer is always the same, 3.5 to 5.5 microns.
Do you guys have some sweet fungi jokes for me?
Yeah, I think I know some. Hey Will, why did the mushroom get invited to all the parties?
Why?
Because he's a fun guy.
Fungi sex cells undergo fusion in which two nuclei coexist in a cell. This is called the dikaryotic stage, and it is unique to fungi. The cell then undergoes meiosis, resulting in a true haploid spore.
Hey, some fungi use living organisms for food, such as plants, animals, and even other fungi. They inflict diseases such as athlete's foot and ringworm. That's why it's always good to cleanse. And that's in order.
And now, for a brief history from our historian.
Mycologies. Definitely my favorite subject. It's almost as beautiful as Beethoven's sonata. Fungi were greatly observed in the 16th century with the invention of the microscope. They can be observed It's just brought so much insight to fungi's biodiversity.
Ahoy! Lichen are an example of a symbiotic relationship between fungi and algae, or fungi and cyanobacteria. They are not a single organism. We're lichen hunting. Power through!
Oh god. Ow! Willie!
Lichen has 3 layers. The bottom is hyphae, the middle is either cyanobacteria or algae, and the top is the fruiting body. Here's the sitch. People have been searching for truffles for thousands of years in the great forests of North America and Europe. The record price for a truffle is $400 an ounce. People use pigs and dogs and anything to get their hands on a truffle. I've been looking for years too.
Psilocybin mushrooms are mushrooms with psychoactive compounds, psilocybin and psilocin. These can make you hallucinate.
Although mushrooms are more likely to be used for eating, they're often used for recreational use, such as mushroom ball. Yeah! Scientists have named and identified around 70,000 species of fungi, but they predict that there are over 1 million in existence. Down here. Humans use fungal products daily, such as yeast, which is used to make bread and alcohol. Fungi is also found in drugs such as penicillin, which are used to cure disease.
And the boys truly did have the best summer ever.
What are we doing, Willie?
Changing lives.
And so Will walked deep into the mushroom kingdom and saved many a life of fungi.